Ooh, here we are, we're on. How you doing, man?
Hello.
Hello.
I'm Sophia.
Lucky.
Nice to meet you.
Welcome to So You Want to Be a Day Trader, going live again to about a dozen people now, which is nice. Views creeping up.
All our mums.
Yeah, all the people wondering what the hell we're doing in COVID lockdown. So yeah, fun times. Hope you've had a fantastic week. You had a good week? Haven't seen you all
You've
week.
been there.
Oh yeah, that's right.
It's always good.
Yeah. Oh, you're such a sweetie, aren't you? Okay, so let's jump right into it, guys. We've been planning quite a bit the last couple of days, haven't we? Thought
We got rich on Bitcoin.
We haven't got rich on Bitcoin. It's a total. How much money have you got?
Nearly $1,000 and $3.70 on CMC market.
Okay, well, you know, Sophia's up on Bitcoin. One of her earlier trades. If you guys haven't got the trading game on this nice little app.
Can we see it?
No, I don't think so. It's going to focus everywhere now. But anyway.
We're back in focus.
Yeah. Have a little bit of fun with that trading game. We do enjoy throwing some speculative trades in there ahead of the Bitcoin halving. So I know that Benny K is kicking my bum. And shout out to him. We've made a couple of changes at a live stream. Hope he enjoyed the countdown timer and the little cha-ching. It's been giving us some nice feedback on that. So good on him. Okay, well, welcome to any new watchers out there. We welcome you and welcome to the existing watchers if you're out there. We're decided that we want to go down the day trading path, and this is a bit of a journey. So before we start, we've put the trading plan in the description for anyone watching this later on, and it's in the live chat for anyone that wants to click on it and have a bit of a look at what we're doing and what we're following. We want to issue that this is an advice that this isn't financial advice. We don't take any liability for anyone that follows this stuff. We definitely don't know what we're doing. We're just having a crack, and this is all a bit of fun until we really do start to make some consistency.
Yeah.
Yeah, good fun. Anyway.
So you're also by yourself. Do not rely on us.
Okay, so anyone that's been following, we'll go into our charts. I know that we're using the CMC market platform. We are still in our Aussie CAD trade that we took a little while ago. It still hasn't taken out our stop loss, although it's really threatening to. It's just bouncing between here. You can see on the daily chart. We are minus $43.40. How's our position going?
Down.
Yeah. It's been going up and down. It's been a bit of fun actually, because we did notice that it actually broke through this 4-hour 50 EMA, which gave us a little bit of hope. And even on the hourly, it really kind of broke through, and now it's hovering around this EMA line. So who knows? Who knows? This one's looks like it's consolidating pretty hard, and we don't know where it's going to go right now. We took a really early trade on this.
Actually, don't even know what consolidating means.
Oh, okay. We were watching a few videos on it. Remember that Wyckoff theory?
I slept.
Oh, right. Well, anyone that watched our last live stream, I'll put a link in the description below about Wyckoff theory, which has been interesting to follow as well.
Great. So the English word is consolidating. The German word is konsolidieren.
Oh, beautiful.
Why don't I just get myself?
There you go. There you go. All right. So we want to reveal what we've done as far as a trading journal with you guys. We're actually making weekly notes at the start of the week and also on any trades that we do, just so that we can keep track of what we were thinking around all of the trades. So just so you know, we may make this available for people to view only, just so that they can see how we're going about our process, pick it apart, tell us what we're doing wrong if we are.
And you will see the difference between Loki's analysis and mine.
So we split our pairs up. We've got 26 Forex currencies that we're monitoring. I've got 13, Sophia's got 13. So I'm monitoring all of the Aussie dollar pairs, all of the pound pairs, and all of the Canadian dollar pairs. Sophia's got all the euro pairs. She's got the Kiwi dollar, the Kiwi pairs, and she's also got the US dollar pairs. So anyway, let's jump in and have a little bit of a look at the contrast between them, because I really enjoyed looking at this kind of stuff. So you can see here, I actually put a sell order in, and it's got quite a, I wouldn't say overly detailed description, but you can definitely see that I've definitely gone through some kind of thought process. Here's my weekly notes, and kind of what bias I'm looking for from the assessment that I've made. Okay, and let's go to one of Sophia's. Can we do the end? Yeah, this New Zealand dollar pairs is great.
I did struggle.
Love it. So, yeah, we could read this out. So, 11th to the 5th, 20. Not even the full date, just 20.
Well,
2015.
could have been
2020.
Could have been 3020. Who knows?
Okay, weekly consistent downtrend since 2015. Most recent low breakout in March 20th, 60.00. 2265. Yep. Since then, uptrend is about to establish because
Just look like
I
it.
like the confidence.
It went up. Anyway, to reiterate onto daily chart.
Okay, daily chart. Well, I love it what you've done here. Daily uptrending. Please see screenshot. What does that green line mean? I'm pretty sure that was a pivot point that's been discovered.
It's not there.
It's
Blue.
not a pivot point. Maybe it was a support
It's the end of the
support
world.
and resist. Okay, the world comes to an end. That was a question mark. This is on our trading diary, so having a bit of fun with it, as you can see. 4 hourly. That's it. 5 minutes. Back to life. Great upswing until it lost momentum, indicated by a big red candle. Double top, currently establishing lower lows. RSI just reached the top line, didn't cross it, now on downtrend. To be monitored.
Oh, we did.
We did monitor it.
We did monitor.
Okay, well, I'm going to go through kind of what I've been doing anyway with you guys. So what I've been doing is at the start of the week, going through our currencies and assessing which ones I think I can see a little bit of a trend in, or one that looks like it's giving me a consistent bias between the weekly and the daily at least, so that I can make some intraday trades and then assess what's going on. So these are the weekly watches that I've got here, and we'll go through a couple of them just so you guys can have a little bit of a look at what's happening here. I'll enlarge this and go back to our weekly one so that you can have a little bit of a look. And I want to pull up this pair's notes. So the Australian dollar. And this is what we have. This is my start of week notes. So a couple of typos. That's meant to be 11:30. Okay, so I've made some notes at when key news is coming out for the Aussie dollar and the Great British Pound. Both impact this one, so we don't want to trade into any heavy news. Weekly time frame shows a downtrend and momentum build. It's hit the 50 EMA, so a key level to be aware of for a possible reversal. MACD showing a wider gap in the top half and trending down. So let's go back here. Downtrend I'm talking about is just here. It's actually heading down, and the MACD is also showing some good volume heading down towards this 50 EMA. So that's what's been happening recently. The daily is showing a stronger downtrend. The MACD is still heading down and no line cross to suggest a reversal yet. We'll wait to see if today's trade makes a lower low to continue the downtrend. Okay, so that was on Monday. We'll go into the daily here. So this was nice. This was where it was yesterday. and we can see that it did make a lower low, but then it's lost momentum. Got a green candle, and we're waiting to see where it goes from here. So this one gives me a bearish bias, and I think that we should trend with the momentum. It is going down. What I'd really like to see this one come up and do is if it did make a clear lower low and then come up, make a high, and then actually trade down with the momentum here if we started to see some candles form. So you can see here that we've got some top candles and then it's moved down. Top candles move down, top candles move down. So this one, as far as an intraday, we may have to wait to see a little bit more before we know what to do with it. You can see here, this one's come down to this level, which was a little bit lower than the one before. So here's where it came down before, the week before. It did come down, but it's really struggling at this key level. So now it looks like it's establishing an uptrend up. This hasn't made a high or low. So, and the MACD is actually showing some volume going down. So it may not have bottomed out just yet. But that's my thinking when it comes to assessing these charts. So weekly, yep, want to go down. This one traditionally has respected this 50 EMA line, but it has dipped below as well. So we'll go with the momentum and the daily. So this one, I'm really waiting for this one to make a clear lower low, and then we may be able to intraday trade against the momentum up to a certain level. If we're really quick in and out, if we see some good reason as to why we might want to do that. So that's really what's happening here at the moment, and I'm going through and really having a look at these day to day, seeing at what levels I may be able to kind of go up. This may have established a lower low as well. So something that we could do here is see if it breaks this 50 EMA line. That may suggest that it comes back down, retests, and then we can trade it up. This is our 4 hourly. So you can see last time when it came down to this level. Sorry, it's just here. Last time when it came back to this level, just here, it shot back up here. So for it to come up, retest on our EMA 50 and then come up, we're going to have a pretty short stop under our EMA 50 so that we can ride it up to our next level of resistance, which, well, maybe here, it's stalled here. Could shoot for this one as well. So there's a couple of price points to watch out for. That's it making a lower low, and that's it coming above the EMA 50. So maybe a couple of alerts on that one. See which way it's going to come anyway. So that's what's really been happening.
I still struggle with alerts, setting alerts, because I just think, why waiting?
Yeah, well,
that's my problem, I think.
That's fair enough. That's fair. With these intraday ones, it's a little hard. So what I would do here is, if we say this did come up above this line, come back down and test the EMA 50, what I'd want to do is, if it came down, look for confirmation that the short-term downtrend had ended before it came back up. Hopefully I could go against a greater momentum and make a small intraday trade. So I've been looking at the 1 hourly, the 4 hourly, and the 15 minute. They're all derivatives of 4 within each other. So on the 15 minute here, you can see that this one's still coming down. Hasn't made a higher high yet, and it could be on a lower low. We've still got some momentum coming down on this MACD as well. Same with the hourly, still coming down. Overall, we've got this upward momentum, but we would want to see it test a key level. I like this 4 hourly. If this was able to come back down and meet it, came up, came down, went onto the 15-minute time frame and saw that it was starting to make a higher high and then maybe a higher low, could enter the trade in up. Set it under the EMA 50 here if it was testing at that point. Okay, so that's the kind of stuff that we've been looking to do. Did make a couple of trades that were pretty aggressive early in the week and got stopped out on both of them. So we can have a bit of a look at those ones. Now one of them was on the GBP AUD actually, and I'm pretty sure, if we show some historic pivot points. How are you going? Something moved against you?
No. Out of all my pairs, there was actually nothing interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're kind of all going sideways, or it's too complicated for me to work it intraday. Anyway, I made big progress today with the Euro AUD pair.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, oh, that looks great. We should trend that down.
Can I pull that one up? Euro AUD?
Yes, you can.
Okay, so the Euro Aussie. What time frame would you like?
1 hour.
Okay, we're on
Where
that.
you at?
Yep, beauty.
So I saw it when I just checked the pairs before. I was like, oh, this is on a heavy downtrend. And I set my price if I wanted to trade it, which I actually really wanted to, once I've seen that downtrend. And I saw it about here and I'm like, oh yeah, great, I should enter this trend there and put up these price thingers. These ones. To see,
I think you're on the other screen. Yeah, there you go.
to see how much, like, if it's still possible to trade that and to set my stop losses, which is about up there.
So are you trading down or trading down? Up?
Selling it.
It's trading down. Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
Because it actually, the first indicator was here with these doji candles. Then
Yeah.
it came down, tried to come up and then built a double top and came down again. And this is like, yes. And if I would have come in here, that would have been great.
Yeah.
But I saw it here and I was like, yeah, I could just still go in, set these things, what are they called? Price single?
Yeah, they're just a price measurement, yeah.
Price measurement. Set this one and calculated how far I'd need to go down and found out it's not enough even though it goes all the way down.
Yeah, let me make
And
this
just
bigger for
yet in this moment,
you. So where were you shooting for? Where were you shooting for?
like, I saw it when I set the price there and I was like, oh, that's great. Maybe it's not too late to enter it, but it was because I wouldn't have met the ratio from 1 to 1.
So here 1107. That's a 1-to-1 ratio. What ratio are you looking for?
1 to 1.5.
1 to
Not
1.5.
Not 1 to 1, sorry.
Oh, you're good.
So,
I've been looking at hitting a 1-to-1 ratio intraday. Just
Oh,
those really
well,
good ones.
I didn't then.
Can we have a look at this kind of from an outward point?
Yeah, it's trending down.
You okay? Yep. Definitely in a
After the spike
downtrend.
in March.
Got some
Which, funny enough,
bigger
all my
momentum
pairs have.
moves. This pair, oh, jeez, really respects this EMA 50 line, which is really interesting.
I think if it wouldn't have had this spike in March, like the corona spike, I'd say, I would not trend this pair at all because at this stage I'm not smart enough to be like, okay, well, it's just going sideways. How about, I guess.
Yeah, this one looks like a difficult one just because it doesn't seem to be traded with like huge volumes. These ones look like you could probably pick a swing more than on the downside more than anything, because once it actually gets a little bit of gap between the EMA 50, it seems to come back down to it. So as you can see here, this one looks like, just to me, a harder trade.
Yeah, that's why I went into the intraday behavior.
This could come back down before leveling out. Not too sure.
Anyway, so I am proud of myself today because I realized I am too late and I should not do it. And just now when I saw it, I saw the red candle spiking on the 1 hour.
Yeah.
Go to 1 hour.
Go to 1 hour.
So in the last hour, this red candle, the last one, has established. I'm like, could have been rich by now.
Right.
Well, that didn't work.
Okay, well, I kind of see this one. See how this one is coming down. The weekly has hit this EMA. So that's a really kind of powerful sign.
Get the power.
Got like lots of volume coming down, but this may kind of just ease off.
That's what I reckon.
This daily, this has really lost some momentum. It's only just made a lower low, but it hasn't made a lower high. Sorry, but it hasn't made a lower low. So this could to me, this could possibly swing up again just to meet this EMA here. It's just the kind. It's more the behavior that I might expect off this type of. Off this one, just from historic value, I could be totally wrong. Here's a real key level here. See here, it's got this minor level of resistance. And then also you've got this trend up from here. This one actually looks like one that you could almost trend, like you could almost trade up as well.
Oh yeah, I had this in my notes yesterday to buy it.
Yeah.
And we definitely missed the uptrend I was talking about yesterday.
Right.
In my diary, trading journal.
Okay.
So now today this downtrend established.
Well, this one also respects the EMA 50 here on this 4 hourly. So see here, it's hit, tested that, and then came back down. So this one's hit, and then it's come back down again. So again, hard to kind of see. If it comes down to this level again, it would be really interesting to see if it passed this point. But if it turns around and breaks through this EMA 50 and turns back around to retest and then launches off again, you could possibly trade this up to, like, say, this level.
Yeah. Like,
so I think a couple
as I said, all my pairs are similar to this, and I think if you wanted to do something, you got to study the intraday trades.
Yeah, well, yeah, these intradays are really interesting because you're really looking at where you do want to go with momentum, but you also want to know when is the good time to go against momentum if it's really quick. And
it takes up a lot of time of your life.
Yeah, you are looking at the screen a lot.
Because you literally just like...
I'd be interested in putting a price point down at this level, down here. And I would also put a price alert at the EMA 50 around the mark where it might meet, say here. So if it comes back down here, you're watching the chart to see if it's going to come back down or it's going to reverse up. You may even be able to get a really quick trade if it comes down to this level back up to the EMA 50. Because look at the momentum that's come down here. Bowed along, like just kind of sauntered along and then really launched.
Yeah, this is stuff like I don't really read.
Okay.
I just find it, oh, that's useless. But it's really cool. Like, I don't know, compared to you, I just like really read the end of the charts because I don't have the patience, I think, or this talent to be reading.
Well, trust me, there's no talent right now because I'm actually losing money, which is great.
I'm winning $1.50.
You're up.
On the Bitcoins.
Come into the frame a little bit. Getting too far away from me.
$1.50 in the Bitcoins.
Yeah. So just my reasoning through this could be totally wrong. This is the whole thing about us being beginners. Okay.
I think I'm a bit of pro.
You could be. You know, results speak, don't they? So. Anyway, So that is how we're going about assessing our pairs at the moment. Now, I think I have already lost a couple. What I did, I actually ended the trades as I wanted to. The pound Aussie, I wanted to trade with bearish bias because I thought everything was going down. And what I saw on the pound Aussie here on the intraday, I think it was on the 1 hourly. Here it had, yes, this was it here. It came up and it met the EMA 50 here and retraced, which was nice. Now I saw some momentum coming down. I'm pretty sure that I checked it on the lower time level. So I took a trade here and put my stop loss down below this level, and then that one launched up on me. So probably what I didn't look at well enough was that it was really at this key level here that it needs to kind of break through to establish a lower low. This is trending down, so it goes down, retraces, down, retraces. Now if this is at the bottom of a downward swing, then it could be on a retracement. So I may have really read that wrong. Another thing was that I was again a little bit impatient. Came up and tested. I really should have seen it move away and then come back up, maybe to retest, or at least waited till this candle had established before I took that trade in. So yeah, looking at really hitting my points at the moment. This one's coming down and retesting this level again. Look at this.
Look at that.
So this is a really key level here. I really want to see what it does from this point, whether it's actually going to break through and then come back up and come back down. Our MACD at our 4 hourly suggests that it's going to come back up. It's got some momentum up, but who knows? Let's see what price actually does. So, and our hourly is suggesting that we've got fairly large momentum down. So they're not really giving me any insight as to what could happen. So that was one of the pairs that I lost on. Pound Canadian. Thank you. Sophia's
No, don't tell people that we had an ant.
an ant. Okay, I won't tell people that we had an ant crawling along. Rightio. So the pound Canadian. This was another one that I traded on the 1 hourly. Yes. Just display our historic pivot points. So what I saw again, I'm pretty sure I wanted to trade this down as well. Let me just go back into my journal. So, pound Canadian. Yep, so I wanted to down trade the intraday. That was where I saw the over the long term kind of momentum heading. So I got here, and where was it? Came up here. I'm pretty sure this is the pivot point. So it touched this, came back down, moved away. I'm pretty sure I took the trade in around here and placed my, oh, maybe it was at the bottom of this candle actually, because it came back and tested and then came back down. And I may have had my stop loss, I think it only just got taken out actually. It was above the EMA 50. So it was probably around this point here. Came back down, didn't hit what I wanted to, and then came back up and got taken out as well. So this one has also been a bit of an interesting pair. We've got on the daily here that it is also ranging between these levels. I actually drew these in. So here it's hit this level, here it's hit this level, and it's really going between these two. Right now it's down the bottom. So if we see a breakout on the lower side, that could signal the start of a downtrend if it retraces and tests it. But it could come back up and touch this line here as well. So this can go either way in the intraday. Our window capture thing. I'll just put ourselves back up there. There we go. And you can see that's what this has been doing. It's come down to around this level, sprang back up, came down to around this level again. So we'll see if this one actually does spring back up. If it does kind of come up, this one was a real breakout. So I don't think there was any chance of hitting that, grabbing that momentum. But if it does come up to this level or to a certain price and we start to see some long wick candles forming and then maybe a downtrend, that could be a nice downtrend as well. These ones, the downtrends have been probably a little bit easier to catch. See here, doji candle formed, stop loss above here would have got a nice result. Sprang back up, long wick candle, big engulfing candle, that could have been a nice trade up as well. So this could be one to wait for. You can see before on this 4-hourly chart, when we have had the MACD cross, it has sprung up nicely. Same here, cross, sprung up. So this is crossed here. This could really gain some momentum up, and then we might be trending this down as we go. So just trying to get better at reading these charts and how the different time frames talk to each other. So yeah, that is pretty much us speaking our mind, and that's what we've done. You guys are more than welcome. I will try and make our trading journal read only, so that if you want to, you can go in there and have a real look at what we're
and learn.
Well, yeah, you might be able to get a better idea of what I'm thinking. But well, no, not that I can't get a good idea of what you're thinking.
Look what I'm thinking. That's my other trading journal.
Yes, it's going to be a bit harder to share with everybody.
I'm holding it in here. I can take a screenshot.
Yeah.
If you're real smart.
Hang on, let me just
But
let me put it up here. It's blurry as everything.
why?
Should you bring it back? Some copyright. Oh, yeah. It's not gonna work.
Well, you get to think yourself then.
Yeah. Showing that. Okay. So I will try and make that read only for you guys, and then you can have a bit of a look at what we're looking at. So the indicators that I'm quite liking at the moment. I do like this MACD indicator.
I don't.
It's helping me go between using the RSI.
Yeah, I'm back to the RSI. And
Flipping
saying
between
that
the RSI. I still do like looking at the pivot points and also our EMA 50 lines across our timelines. I'm really getting a momentum bias from our weekly and our daily, and looking at key indicators, even though because of the volatility that's happened with the corona outbreak and everything was thrown into turmoil, it's a little bit hard to kind of see where the trends are, especially on the weekly. A lot of markets seem to be consolidating at the moment, or they're just kind of riding out things. You can see it in the price. They're just bouncing up and down in between until they get an indication of where things are going to move. So there may be some breakouts soon. See how we go. That Aussie CAD pair that we are in that long-term trend, that's definitely going to move in some direction. Or it could just consolidate for quite a long time along those lines and break out of these trends and just keep going flat for a little while. We'll wait and see.
Oh, we're still in the GBP Swiss franc.
Oh yeah.
anyone remembers from the last time. We are about to make $11.
Was that an intraday trade?
Yes.
And we're still in it.
Yeah. I think we entered in hourly trade, in hourly windows.
Which pair was it?
British pound and Swiss franc.
Have we put that in the trading diary?
Probably not.
Probably not. Okay, we'll try and get that in there, and then if anyone did want to pull up the charts and have a bit of a look at what we're doing.
We actually only tried it out because we when we tested MACD trend thing, and when we kind of been reading EMA 50 and MACD together, this was actually our live view test pair, which at the beginning really didn't work at all. It just was minus, but now it's coming up to $10. I think a couple of days it was $16. So
okay. So it's going sideways though.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
We really don't know what is going to end, but we just leave it there. And today I think as we started, we probably should mention it, like after the Bitcoin halving, like both of us not knowing what it actually, like how it impacts. We know what it means, but we don't know how it impacts the markets, doesn't it?
Well, there's going to be some kind of volatility. We saw it. Bitcoin hit the 10,000 mark.
Yeah, and like in all news, you read like, "Oh, buy Bitcoin," and then we did.
Well, I think there was a fair bit of money that said, "Oh, it's hit the 10,000 mark. We're going to take some money off the table," and sold a fair bit out. So they thought, "Yeah, thank you very much." I actually jumped into Bitcoin after that happened, and I think I jumped into Ethereum and EOS as well, just to see which way it goes, because I thought, well, fair bit's been taken off, or probably going to jump back up to that 10,000 mark.
It better.
It might be a good time to get out of a couple anyway, just or at least monitor our stop losses. Okay, so we are coming up on a fair bit of news with especially with the New Zealand dollar. Jeez, there's some stuff coming up there. US dollar seems to have news nearly every week as well.
And beach brew.
Today seems to be one of our better days to trade.
Beach is.
We do have a couple of news items for the US dollar tonight. Are you right? Yeah. Anyway, that's kind of what happened. We know that a lot of economies are opening back up, so a lot of it's a wait and see. And if we enter more trades, we'll let you guys know. If you can see what we're doing wrong or have any suggestions, by all means, let us know. Send in any questions. Shoot us messages. We're across on Instagram, Facebook, even on YouTube. And we will be back on Saturday for a weekly rundown.
If we're not fucking cashed up on our Monopoly money and fucked off on the Bitcoin.
That's all right. It's been a little bit better this week though. We've found a little bit better balance between looking at this stuff, haven't we?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I'm starting more and more like actually reading or trying to reading this spam stamps. It's
still a lot of study. I was looking at a couple of things before, just in the intraday.
I think my problem is it's like something which naturally wouldn't interest me, but I do see there's opportunity there, so I'm like, oh shit.
But you do want to live off this and travel around if you can. That'd be nice. I do like looking at these intraday charts. This 15-minute chart, you can really see where things open in the market, especially around this kind of 5 o'clock area. Comes down and then it establishes this kind of trend up, which is really interesting. And you can see right about this 5 o'clock mark, we've got some volatility back in here. Is it going to do the same thing it did yesterday? Maybe. Might come down again before settling back up. So that's also an interesting pattern to look at. Here in the overall, if price does shoot back up to overhead, we could trend it down. But this one as well, like just on this 15-minute time frame, if we see this come back down here violently tonight by 11 o'clock and start to see some resistance at this level and then price action back away, this could be another good point to actually make a trade up, just a really short one. So we'll keep you guys posted and be back on Saturday with a rundown of how the week went. So I hope you're enjoying the live streams. Stay with us. If you know anyone that could help us or give us some insight as to how we're going, that'd be great. Otherwise, yeah, we'll keep going with it.
Meow.
Oh dear. All right.